How are you, my friends? In this video, I'm continuing the algebra course lectures, and this is lecture 21. It's about lines, slopes, parallel lines, and perpendicular lines. As we can see here, the objectives. We will see the equation of a line in three different forms. We will define the vertical and the horizontal line. And we will see the parallel and perpendicular lines. Now, let's see what is a slope. The slope is the number of units the line rises or falls vertically for each unit of horizontal change. So it is a number which can be positive or negative. It is the rise over the run. This is the rise here, the change in the y, delta y we can say, vertical change in the y, or the easiest way to say y2 minus y1 in case we have 2 points on the same line. So y2 minus y1 divided by the horizontal change in the x, which is the run, the x values, x2 minus x1. So the important definition to remember for the slope is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. This is if 2 points are known on the line. Example 1, find the slope of the line passing through the given points. A21, B57. This is easy numbers, integers, and this is a fraction. Let's see the first one. Just directly, I put A and B. The first one I can call it x1, y1. Second point is x2, y2. So M will be y2 minus y1, 7 minus 1 here, divided by 5 minus 2. So 6 over 3, it is 2. So this is the point, 2, 1, it goes to 5, 7. So the slope is positive. This is the change in the x, this is the change in the y. Now the second one is a fraction. You have to use LCD. It's not that easy as integers, but the formula is the same. Slope for the line passing through E and F is minus 1 over 4 minus 1 over 5. That's plus here. 4 and 5, the LCD is 20. Here we multiply by 5, here we multiply by 4. So this will be minus 1 over 20. You can add these numbers. And here we have the x is 3 over 2 minus 2 over 3. So the LCD will be 6. 9 minus 4, it will be 5 over 6. Now, dividing two fractions, you multiply the first times the reciprocal. 6 over 5. You need to simplify here. Divide by 2, divide by 2. So the answer minus 3 over 50 is this slope. Now, there is one important remark you might use in many questions. If you have a straight line, and then for sure it has infinity of points, take any 2 points, you will get the same slope. So if I take AB, you see here, like if I take AB, the slope will be a number here, AB. If I take A and C, slope will be the same number, whatever the number there. If I take the slope of B and C, it will be also the same number. So you can use this one in many questions. Nice question here. Find the value of the K if the slope of the line passing through these 2 points C and D is equal to minus 2 over 3. This is like an exam type. We need the value of the K, and given the slope minus 2 over 3. So what do? Just say x1, y1, x2, y2. Put the formula for the slope. Maybe you can try it yourself for a minute, please. Easy. Let's see. So y2 is minus 1. You see here y2 minus y1 minus k, minus 1 minus k. We have many minuses here. Just be careful. x2 is minus 2 minus all this minus 1 minus k is the x1. So I put a bracket because minus all bracket, it will change the sign here. So minus and minus becomes plus 1. Minus and minus k. So k, and there is a minus 2 there. So down we have k minus 1. Up we have minus 1 minus k equals the given slope minus 2 over 3. Just cross multiply. See, I skipped here the two easy steps. Cross multiply. 3 times minus 1, 3 times minus k, minus 2 times k, minus 2 times minus 1. Take all the k's together. K will be minus 5. You can check it, please, and try. Now, there are 4 types of the slopes. We have increasing line, so the slope is positive. Increasing, the slant is up here from left to right, so the line is going up. So the slope here is positive, like this line here, y equals 3x minus 10. We will see this after a few minutes. Now we can have a negative slope where the line is decreasing. So we go and falling down from left to right. We can have a zero slope. So every line that's horizontal, like y equals 5, just a horizontal like this. You see, this is horizontal line. So what is the slope? Slope is 0. There is no inclination there. Undefined slope. We have a vertical line, x equals 7, x equals 2, x equals minus 1. Any line which is vertical, so we say the slope is undefined. Easy to remember. Now we have 3 forms of the equation of the line. See, if we have a line, then there is an equation that has x and y in the equation. We have 3 forms here. Just be careful. Y minus y1 is equal m times x minus x1. That's the most important formula in this lecture here. Y minus y1 is equal m x minus x1. So m is the slope. x1, y1 is a point on the line. See, like this example here. So m is the 5. So if you have the slope, you have a point on the line, then you can find the equation. Now that's the same idea here, but if you write the equation in this form, here in number 2, if you write it in this form, y equals mx plus b, so this is a slope intercept. M is the slope here, like minus 7, and the b is the y-intercept when you put x equals 0. But remember, you have to have only y, like solve for y. Remember, number 2, solve for y. Now the last one, also a straight line. If we have the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, so you can have like 2x minus 3y plus 10 is equal to 0. That's a straight line. That's a straight line. That's a straight line. This is the equation of a line. But we have 3 different forms. Let's look at this important question. Find or write equation of the line passing through the points minus 2, 5, 3, and 4. Minus 2, 5, 3, and 4. What do we do? Just imagine you have a straight line. I gave you 2 points on the straight line. Minus 2, 5 is 1 point. 3, 4 is another point. How do we find the equation of the line? I think if you go back, why not we use number 1? You see? x1, y1 is any point on the line. Make sure it is on the line. M is the slope. So I can directly, for this example 3, directly I go to the slope. So the slope is y2 minus y1. Just make sure here the numbers are correct. 4 minus 5, 3 minus minus 2, so minus 1 over 5. Use any point on the line. Make sure it is on the line. Some students, they have a mistake here. They use any point in the question. You can have a point in the question, but not on the line. Make sure, please. Now write the equation. Always we have to write the equation. Y minus y1 is equal to m bracket x minus x1. Put these numbers, so I can take now this 3, 4. Y minus 4, the slope I found already, minus 1 over 5. x minus 3. This is x1, y1. Now here we multiply minus 1 over 5 with the x, and then minus 1 over 5 with the minus 3. It will be 3 over 5. Take 4 on the other side, becomes plus 4. Here make the LCD 5 for this one here. So that's 23 over 5. That's the equation now. It's not difficult, but important. Now, just defining here in this slide, the vertical and horizontal lines. So easy to know. Vertical line, it's a line that's vertical. The slope in this case is undefined. And the equation for these lines always will be x equals a is a real number here. X equals a. So it can be x equals 3 like this example, x equals 7, x equals 6, x equals 100, or minus, or x equals 0. If you have x equals 0, then this is exactly the y-axis. Now the horizontal line, HL, if the line is y equals b, see y equals b, like y equals 4, y equals minus 5. If you have y equals 0, it's exactly the x-axis. So simple. Now, this is important, I said very important, because you can find the slope easily on one condition. If you have the equation. So we say here on the title, find the slope from equation. Look at this simple example here. 5x plus 6y is equal to 17. Suppose I need this slope. Now I put the details here, but easily you can find it. 2 steps, don't forget. 2 steps, solve for y. You must solve for y first. So I leave 6y here, take minus 5 on the other side becomes minus 5, divide by 6. After you finish, the slope is the coefficient of the x, so it is minus 5 over 6. Now, many students, they have a mistake when they rush. They say, look at the equation here, slope will be 5. That's wrong. It's not 5. It looks like 5, but it is not 5. Because they remember only the coefficient of the x. But you have to remember the first step. Solve for y. Again, solve for y. Solve for y. So you have to leave y on one side by itself, then take the coefficient of the x after that. Now let's look at these example 4, A, B, C, D. 4 questions. Please pause the video for a little if you like, and find the slope of each one, and then you compare it with my answer on the next slide. Take a minute, find all of them together. It's in one slide. We have equation A, equation B, equation C, equation D. Which one's easy? Let's see. 2x minus 4y is equal to 11. You have to solve for y. Now, you ready? Okay, let's go and see all the answers. Now, remember, we have to solve for y. So we take y on the other side, divide by 4, so it becomes 2 over 4. Please take care of the signs, sometimes minus, sometimes plus. So 2 over 4, you simplify it, the slope is half. This one, why is the slope 0? Because if you take 10 on the other side and divide by minus 5, you get horizontal line, HL. 7x plus 21, if you simplify this equation, take it on the other side, it's a vertical line. So the slope is undefined. The last one is tricky because we don't have a number on the other side. No problem here. You can have a number 7, you can have 100, you can have minus 2, you can have square root of 7. Always solve for y. So y here in the last one, 6y is equal minus 8x. So it will be minus 8 over the 6. Divide by 2, minus 4 over 3 is the slope of this line. Easy, I think. Now, let's define 2 important things. Parallel lines, after a few minutes, perpendicular lines. Parallel lines. 2 distinct non-vertical lines are parallel if they have the same slope. So easy to remember. So you say parallel, they will never intersect. So that means they go along, so they have the same slope. If we know the slope of one, we can know the slope of the second one because they are equal. That's the idea here. Now, let's check here. Are these lines parallel? Y equals 6x plus 13, check maybe. 2y is equal 12x minus 1. Is that parallel here? This one is ready. Why it's ready? It's already solved for y. Second one, you have to solve for y. Don't look at 12. Solve for y, that means divide by 2. Yes, they are parallel because these slopes are 6, each one. Now, this is an important question. Write an equation of the line passing through the point 4 minus 2. Just imagine there is a line, only one point I gave you, 4 minus 2 on that line. It is on the line, passing through. And this line that we need is parallel to another line, 3x plus 2y is equal to 10. Can you figure out the method or how to do it? Find the equation. We need equation of a line passing through one point. So this point is x1, y1 because it's already on the line. And these two lines are parallel, so we can take the slope from here and use it there. Okay, that's the given, the point and the parallel to this line. So we can solve here for y, you see? Y will be minus 3 over 2 plus 10 over 2, so minus 3 over 2x plus 5. The slope will be minus 3 over 2. So this is m. Okay, so they are parallel. That means they have the same slope. So I can use the slope here, minus 3 over 2. Same slope because parallel. Y minus y1 is equal mx minus x1. x1, y1 is this point here given. So it's y plus 2, x minus 4. Now you have to simplify, you know this, multiply by this, multiply by 4 plus, and then take minus 2, rearrange the equation, try to do some simple arithmetic here, then you reach this equation. Now let's define perpendicular lines. Two distinct non-vertical lines where the product of their slopes is minus 1. So m1 times m2 is minus 1. Remember, if one slope is 7, the other minus 1 over 7. If the first one is 2 over 3, the second one, the slope minus 3 over 2. Now, how do we check that these lines here are perpendicular? 4x plus 5y is equal 1 minus 5x plus 4y is equal 2. Let's find the slope of the first one. Solve for y, so it will be minus 4 over 5. This is solve for y again, 5 over 4. Try to multiply them. Minus 4 over 5 times 5 over 4 is minus 1. So these are, yes, perpendicular. Let's see example 6. Really nice example. Write an equation of the line passing through the midpoint and perpendicular to the line 4x minus y is equal minus 5. So the line passing through the midpoint, the line is not passing through this point here, not passing through this point. You cannot use these points. See, I told you before. So the line here, just imagine the line passes through the midpoint. So you have to find the midpoint here. Okay, now the midpoint of this and this, you know how to find the midpoint. x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. That's the midpoint formula. Now, the line we have 4x minus y is equal minus 5. Solve for y, slope will be 4. We know the lines are perpendicular. So m1 times m2 is minus 1. One slope we have is 4. So the second slope is minus 1 over 4. So I use now the midpoint, which is x1, y1. This is the middle, point in the middle. So it will be minus 1 over 4, and then the slope here, and then y plus 3 according to the formula, x minus 2, multiply This is minus 1 over 4x. Minus 1 over 4 times minus 2 is plus half. Take 3 becomes minus 3 on the other side. LCD is 2. So this is the equation. Let's look at example 7 now. Which pair of the following lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither? So there are 3 parts in this example. Just check the slope. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. Maybe they are parallel, maybe they are perpendicular, maybe they are neither. If they are neither, that means they are not parallel, they are not perpendicular, they are just an intersecting straight lines. I think on the same slide, yes, the whole answers. We can see in the first one, M1 is equal to M2, is 1 over 3 is the slope. So these are parallel, you can check. Now, second one, we have the slope is 2, and the second slope minus 1 over 5. See, there is no relation, 2 and minus 1 over 5. We cannot say they are parallel, we cannot say they are perpendicular. The third one, the slope is minus half, and the second slope is 2. Multiply the slopes, you get minus 1. So for sure, number 3 is they are perpendicular. Now, just to remind you of these important formulas, this is a nice slide. The distance formula we have seen in lectures 18. Midpoint formula, this is the midpoint formula if you need it, x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. The equation of a circle, we have seen it in lecture 20. The slope formula in lecture 21 today, and the equation of the line. See, they are similar because we have x2, x1, some formulas they have minus, some formulas they have a squared. In the midpoint we have no squared, we have a plus, etc., etc. You can review these formulas. Now these are the old exam questions. You can practice extra questions, practice questions, just to understand more. I put some questions here, like this one, number 1. I put number 2, find the equation of the perpendicular bisector. Bisector means it passes through the middle, in the midpoint. Find K, we have parallel lines here. Find K, we have collinear, the 3 points on the same line. And then find the distance, just read the question. And here the tangent, we have a tangent to this circle. Then the equation of the line. Number 7, they are parallel. These are the answers. If you need the complete solution, please go to the video on all the exams, lines, and slopes. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, you can subscribe and share it with your friends. I hope I can see you in another video with another topic. Just to remind you, this is lecture 21 of the algebra course. Thank you very much.